Thank you so much for everybody. Tremendous turnout today, the most I've ever seen. And thank you so much for being early. And I apologize for having to listen to our jokes while you were waiting. Everyone is muted out now. As I mentioned before, if you know you're going to have a question, if you have a question, anytime you have a comment, just hit *6 and then hit 1. We love questions on these calls. So the more questions, the better. We want to help you guys with what you need help with. This is Mastermind call number 45, and today is October 1st, 2015. And Tim, anything you want to start off with as our CEO? Anything you want to share with the group?
Oh, I'm just, we're trucking right along. I'm happy about where things are going. We continue to, I think we're continuing to get better. We're continuing to improve our on-time performance. As those of you who have been with us a while know, we, like any company getting started, there's always interesting challenges to deal with growth, and we continue to do pretty well of trying to stay up with all the great things you challenge us to go do, and we love doing that, and we're building a better company for it. And so, if anything, I would just say thank you for being here, and like Jim said, we appreciate the big turnout. We've had a couple of big events the last couple of days that I think are bringing a bunch of folks to spend some time with us, and you're with the right folks. We're doing a really good job, and people are having a lot of success. So outside of the commercial, I'm done.
Excellent. I was just going to add to that. If you're on this call, chances are you've spoken to me, and I was probably the one that explained and sold you on the program. And you guys are always welcome to call me. I never answer the phone, but I'll always call you right back. I'm always on the phone. The most efficient way, though, to get help with anything you need, we now have 3 partners, and we've added employees, and we're adding employees all the time. So
that's 4 partners.
What's that?
That's 4 partners.
Four. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm so used to just 3 of us being on the call. I forgot Tom's here today. We have 4 partners on the call, and we now are adding additional employees. So the best way to get help with any issue, question, problem you have is to send an email to support@alltheleads.com, because we will all read that. And if it's a technical question, I certainly will not call you back. If it's a sales-related question, Chad will probably call you back. If it's a customer service issue, Tom will call you back. If you need help with the website, you'll probably hear back from Mark. But it's the most efficient way to get the quickest answer to, and be as specific as possible in the email, support@alltheleads.com, so we can make sure the right person gets back to you as quick as possible. Chad, anything you want to share?
We just finished our September Probate Mastery webinar series this week. So for those of you on the call that just graduated, we've sent out your Certified Probate Expert certificates, so you should be getting those. And anyone who wants to jump in the October class, it starts October 13th and runs 3 consecutive Tuesdays. And they're all video recorded sessions. So all the people that just took the course have all those sessions and everything that comes with them. But thanks for all the interest in that. I mean, we're filling classes up. I'm happy to see people taking action and really taking it seriously. And look forward to hearing success stories from the folks that just finished up and are just getting started.
Excellent. For any of you that don't know what that is, I always reiterate this. And by the way, please, somebody get on and ask a question so we don't have to fill the whole half hour.
Tell them how to do that, bud.
I was just going to *6 and then hit 1. *6 and 1. If you have any questions, anything you want us to help you with this week, if you have any comments, any wins, any success stories, *6 and then hit 1. I'm often asked when people are ready to start the process, what are all the, okay, I'm purchasing the leads and your system, what are the other charges? And that's all you really need to be successful with this. Every time we get substantial requests for additional products, we add them, and that's kind of how the mailings, the Done For You mailings have come to be, because some people said, I don't have time to do the mailings. The customized website, that's how that came to be. We had so many requests for it. And then we started getting requests for some kind of a certification, a designation. something special you could put on your business card. And there are people that just want a higher level of knowledge, and that's when Chad developed the Probate Mastery course. And Chad, I know you have students in that course that are basically brand new to probate, and then you've got people like Don in San Diego that have done hundreds of them, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it ranges from brand new agents that have never listed a home to, we have people that are doing 300-400 deals on the listing side a year.
So it doesn't, you don't have to take the mastery course, but it's there for you if and when you're ready. And for a lot of you, it's the same thing I get asked all the time. I'm interested in 3 counties. What should I do? A lot of agents will start with a county first. I mean, you can start with our basic tools, get successful, and make a little bit of money, and you can add another county, and you can add on some of these extra tools that'll really make you look that much more professional in probate. Chad, how many graduates do we have of the probate course, of the mastery course so far?
Gosh, I don't even know total. Over 10 that just finished the September course.
I think it's over 20 at this point, because I was looking yesterday. I've got a data sheet that I printed out to look at. I think it's over 20.
All right, well, we've got a bunch of people on this call. Somebody's got to have a great question or even a bad question. We give an award here for the question of the week, and it's so funny. It's feast or famine on these calls. We either get one person asking questions or 9. Don't be shy, guys. There's got to be somebody that needs help with some aspect of this. If you're
what happened to Arnie? Like Arnie was showing up every day and had all these great questions. He must have listed a bunch of houses.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, I mean, while we're waiting, guys, in case any of you don't know the basics, our recommended approach is, we try to keep it as simple as possible. You get your leads, you send out a letter, you make a phone call. You get your leads, you send out a letter, rinse and repeat. You make a phone call, and we have agents that have done very well just sending out letters. We've had agents that don't want to waste money on mail. They, like those people in South Carolina, set 20 appointments just on the phone. But consistently, when someone doesn't succeed, we usually find that they did one or the other. They didn't do both. So don't try to reinvent the wheel. Send the letters, get the leads, send the letters, make the phone calls. My favorite all-time story is Tammy in Iowa. We were on one of these calls a few months ago, guys, and we asked for wins. And kind of a meek voice said, very quiet voice said, well, I think I'm doing pretty good. I sent out 160 letters, and I did a voice broadcast, and I got 5 listings. And we said, wow, that's great, Tammy. Have you ever gotten 5 listings in a month before? And she said, no, I just got my real estate license last month. So we said, wow, that is fantastic. We asked her, what did you do? And she said, I didn't know any better, so I basically just followed your program.
Hey, Jim, I'm sorry. If you're not getting any questions, let me just pose this to the group, and let me just ask that they at least comment. Folks, even if you don't have a question, you're on this call for a reason, and we need to know what you're here for so that we make sure if we're going over things, we give you data back. And, we've got a big crowd on here, and I want to make sure that we're feeding you the meat you're looking for. If you'd be good enough, just do what Jim said and hit your, what is it, star what, Jim?
Star 6 and 1, and I think we begged him enough because there's 3 people now in the queue for questions.
Just tell us what you're looking for. We want to make sure we're not wasting your time. Go ahead.
All right, good. We got 3 in the queue. Awesome. Thank you for brave people willing to ask questions. All right, let me pull up the first one. And area code 734, you're up.
Hi. So I'm the marketing manager for a real estate company, and before I came here, they had gotten all the leads, but never did anything with them. And you had said that you send out mailers first. Wouldn't it be best can we do make the call first and then say, well, as a courtesy, I'm sending out a mailer that gives more information to understand, and then a couple days later, then do a second follow-up call so that you can let them know, like, I sent the information, was it helpful or not?
Okay. Chad, you want to handle that, trainer?
If you're making contact on that first phone call, then yes, that's a great way to do it. But a lot of times the letter will be, you'll typically speak to more, which in my experience, I speak to more people off of the letter than I do off of cold calls. And just personally, I made the decision to send the letter first to warm up my phone call. So when I call, it's, hey, this is Chad. I sent you guys a letter last week. Just wanted to follow up and make sure you got that and you understood why we sent it. Did you happen to see that? And it's a warmer start to the conversation.
Right.
So
I know.
that's how we've.
Like when we have one guy that kind of monitors, because the leads don't come in the same day every month. So he monitors and checks them every day, and by the time, like, he realizes if there's some are in, by the time he calls them, they're like, oh, we already got a realtor, I've already been contacted. So that's why I was thinking the day that the leads come out, we send them give them a call, kind of just asking them just a few, like, questions, and being like, well, as a courtesy, whether you're interested in selling the home or not, we have some great contacts that we are affiliates, and they can help you in any way. I can follow up with you in like a few days to see if that was helpful, if there's anything else I can do.
Yeah,
but
I think
you still
that's great.
think you should do the letter first?
There's no one way to do it. I mean, if that's what you guys feel comfortable with, I totally see your point. Like, you get there first. So I would say try that and see if that helps. There's always going to be a certain percentage that will have sold or I've chosen a realtor even before they file probate, because when they know the inevitable is about to happen, some people are just going to be more proactive and they're going to say, well, we know mom's not coming home. Let's just sell everything. So even before the death occurs, they've already found a realtor or somebody they knew, and they've reached out to them. That's typically why, if you get a probate list on the 15th and you call on the 16th and they've already sold it or they've already chosen a realtor, it's probably because they did that before the death even occurred. That's been my experience.
All right.
Yeah, what's your first name?
Jamie.
Jamie, the other point I was going to make, I agree 100%. There's no wrong way to do this. One of the reasons that we highly recommend that you do both a letter and the phone call, no matter how hard we try, we're never going to get good phone numbers for 100% of the leads. So by sending a letter to everyone and making the phone call, at least you're getting 100% coverage that way.
Right.
So,
but I don't think, Jamie, I don't think you can call too much. As long as if you're making contact and they tell you not to call or they're not interested, that's one thing. But, if you call and leave a voicemail, then they get a letter, and then you call and leave a voicemail, I think that just increases your chance. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to jump on it and call day one, I think that's great.
Okay.
The other benefit, Jamie, of the letter is there's a percentage of the people that are just not even close to being ready to dealing with it yet. And they will put your letter in the file, and you'll get a call a year later that they put that letter away, where they're probably not going to save your name and phone number. So it's just something to consider. I had one like that where there was 5 heirs. It was a huge estate, multi-million-dollar estate. They all got attorneys and fought for control. And then when they went to court, they produced my letter, and the judge actually required them to list with me, which was great. So it's always good to have some physical documentation that you can put in their hands for the percentage of people that just aren't ready or they just can't quite bring themselves to pull the trigger yet.
Right.
So, okay, good. Did that answer your question?
It did. Thank you.
You're very welcome. We have 2 more. Hang on a minute. Next questioner, area code 201. You're up.
Hey, this is Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hi. So my question is around just systemizing this process, and the thought around is this a hands-on approach for me, or is it something that could be systemized with an ISA and a VA, and what are the results people are seeing between the 2 different processes?
It really depends on what your goals are, Dave. I mean, we show you ways to set it up where it's 99% automated, and then some people want to be completely hands-on and dig into it and analyze the data and track everything and know every detail. And we've had success out of both camps. So if you want to delegate everything to your ISA, they can make live phone calls, set the appointments, and basically just hand you listing appointments. You want to make sure that they've gone through all the material, all the fast track and everything, and really gotten dialed in to where, they're really confident and understand you've got your team members in place, and then they can take it all off your plate. If you just wanted to give them the marketing side of it and make all the phone calls ring to you where you can do those, it really just depends on how much time you have and how you want to make it work. But either way, it works. I mean, Jim and I, because we're running multiple companies, we have designed it as a completely inbound campaign. So when I get my leads, they get imported. I order three mail pieces that go out with 30-day spacing, so I get 90 days of mail coverage. And then I go into the calendar, I put in drop the letter print date or mail date, drop date, and then the date that I should make my calls. And then when Google Calendar for the next 90 days will basically just tell me what's going on. It'll say, hey, Chad, you had mail dropping this morning, and that's on a Friday. On Tuesday, hey, Chad, your mail was delivered. On Wednesday, hey, Chad, drop the ring. And
you're doing that all?
Upload a recording into the Ringless voicemail software, and it would call, 120 people. So over a quarter, I had about probably an hour or less of actual time involved in all the marketing, because I wasn't, I wasn't doing all the prospecting. I wasn't managing my own mail. So I knew the day I got the list, I would just take an hour or less, set everything up, and it would just run for 90 days. And even if you do it that way, it doesn't matter if you have 20 leads or 200 leads. It takes the same amount of time.
Great. So out of the different, like the mastery course and the different coaching programs, what would you suggest for me would be the best one to teach me how to build that automated system, and how to find the right people to outsource the task to?
On Mastery 101 is just you and I. So it's more of a consultant to clients. So we can dig apart, pull apart your business and put it together piece by piece and not have to worry about who else is on the line listening or, wasting their time. So I would recommend one-on-one, because in session 2, we'll look at your CRM, look at session 1, we'll kind of look at your team and your strategy. And then in session 2, we'll see how session 1 is the why, session 2 is the how. And then session 3 is all about sales and marketing and handling objections and role playing, things like that. But with the one-on-one, that would give us the time to make sure it's exactly what you want, because it would be fully customized to you.
Dave, have you watched the fast track videos?
No. So I have experience with probate. I formed a mastermind a couple of years ago myself with some other agents and developed scripts and hired people to go down and get the leads. But then a few months ago, I signed up with you guys, and at the same time I was transitioning my team to a new shop, so it just kind of fell off. And then yesterday, I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? So that's why I jumped on this call today.
Yeah, and this would be a good time to remind everybody, if you haven't done it, Chad did a remarkable job of squeezing a ton of information into 5-10 minute videos, and he put it in bite-sized chunks. We know how busy you guys are. You're not going to sit down and watch something for an hour. If you haven't done it, go to the Members Resources tab, to the Member Services tab, the very far right tab on the website. Hit the Subscriber Resources tab. Log in and watch those fast track videos. Watch them one at a time, because really the procedures and the processes and everything that are needed to automate it there's a basic outline of them there. And he did a really nice job of really elaborating just enough so you can get a really good overview in the entire system. And I would really encourage everyone to watch that. And then, Dave, if you choose to take the mastery course, I think you'll have better questions to ask once you understand the basics of the system.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, that's great.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, so that's the foundation. So I'll watch all those videos. I do intend to do the mastery course, but I'll do that first so that I have relevant questions.
And Dave, just
Thank you.
You can email me at chad@alltheleads if you have questions on that or want to sign up for mastery.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you much. We got one more questioner, and we've got time for a couple more. Again, *6 and hit 1. *6 and hit 1 if you have another question, and we will go to area code 817. You're up. 817-337. Are you there?
I'm here.
Hi.
This is Diane Grove with Keller Williams, and I've got like 4 questions.
Diane, you're a frequent questioner. We love that. Thank you.
So you guys mentioned, or Chad mentioned, the one-on-one mastery. What exactly is that? I don't think I've heard of that.
It's the same as what we just did with the group class, but it's just me and you, or me and your team. I mean, if you have 6 people, we'll definitely include them all. And it's just more of a personalized level of the probate mastery group training. So we will, focus strictly on your business, your goals, your team structure, where in the group setting, it's more generic, here's what it looks like for a team, here's what it looks like for a single agent. And there's benefits to both. I mean, the benefit to one-on-one is we can spend as much time on any one thing as you need to. The benefit to group training is you hear people ask questions that you might not have thought of, or bring other challenges that you might not know you have yet. So.
Okay, and what's the charge for that?
The one-on-one is $500, and the group is $250.
Okay. I've heard miscellaneous scripts come out of your mouth, Chad. Do you have anywhere in writing? We sent our letters out last Friday, and I'm starting to make the calls. But is there something in writing that's a script that you like? Or I know the script class is next week, but I was just curious as to what you might recommend.
I just make it all up as we go. No,
that's what I thought.
I have done I did script out an inbound and outbound quite a while ago, and those are in. If you look in subscriber resources on alltheleads.com, there's 2 files in there, and one is called, I think, probate inbound script, and the other is probate outbound script.
Okay.
There's also an audio player in the subscriber resources. If you scroll down close to the bottom, you'll see the role play call that we did in August. And there's probably 6 different role plays, or probably 4 different role plays in that hour-long call, where you can hear different people bring different scenarios, and you can hear me, and I think Joel Rico was our guest speaker. So we did some role playing. So there's good scripting in there, but you can start with, and I left them in Word format, so you can edit them as you change and develop your script. But start with those 2 that are in subscriber resources.
Absolutely, I will do that. And I've been in Joel's classes before. He's great. He's really great.
Yeah, and you were in our September mastery class, right? The group class.
Right, which brings me to my next question. I was there for the first call, but the second and third calls, I was just going to listen to the recordings. Can I do that and still get my certificate, or do I need to try to get in on that?
Your certificate's in the mail.
Okay.
So I sent the replays, but yesterday I sent an email with all 3 of them in one email.
Great.
And so be sure you go back and check those. I think you'll get a lot from session 3, because it's all about the sales process, like the setting the appointment, handling objections, role playing, and then I'll walk you through exactly how I do my listing appointment, just so you might get some nuggets out of that.
Terrific. Oh, that's great. So my last question is, we had you guys do our first letters, and we had them mailed here to our office. And there were some duplicates in there and some people that didn't get a letter that were on our list. So who do we talk to about that? Or
I think you turned in a request on that, and I know that we replied back and told you that anything that was a duplicate, we'd give you credit for. And if we need to do that, certainly we're happy to do it. And we also have already gone back to our researcher in the market to determine why they were duplicates. As far as them not going out, not sure why that would have happened, but we can take a look at that also. I mean, we generally do a pretty much 100% success on that, but the duplicate's a different story, and we weren't aware of the duplicates. So I'll give you a buzz maybe when we get off, and I want to go over the ones that are out around, and certainly we'll give you credit for anything that didn't go correctly.
Great. That's great. They looked great, by the way. The letters look great.
Well, thank you.
And we put a return address on the back, just our street address. Here in Keller, we didn't put any, didn't say anything about Keller Williams or anything like that. But because if some of them are not deliverable, we want to know that. So that's
okay.
Just something we added on the back. It didn't change the look of it on the front. So okay, so that's all my questions. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Diane. We have one more questioner to close things out today, and we'll get out of here on time. All right, next question, area code 615. You're up.
Hey, Jim, it's Phyllis Turpin.
Hey, Phyllis.
Most of my questions were answered. I took Chad's class, and it was really good, and I'm getting ready to do my letters. Do most people put a logo on their letters, or just make them
if you have
very
logo,
simple?
Yeah, if you have a logo, we'd be happy to do it, and you're trying to be as professional as you can, and it's certainly good to do that if you have it. So if you have it, upload it. When you upload your order, just upload the order with it, and we'll stick it on there, and it'll look perfect for you.
Okay, then, because I'm getting my letters together now, and to customize that and then have it all set up. So, but Chad was awesome to help. Thank you all.
The only thing I would comment, and great to hear about Chad, we like it when we occasionally hear good things about him. It's unusual, but kid aside, when you upload your logo, make sure that you send it to us in as large a format as you have it, because obviously we're looking for camera-ready art, and small doesn't work well. If we can't really blow it up. We can make it smaller, so please make it as large when you upload it.
And,
that's good to know.
Excellent. I was just going to add, we've said so many times that people come on this call, they get trained, and then the more successful people, they seem like they don't have time to come back on the call. We love to hear about success stories, whether it's you got a listing, you had a big sale, you thought Chad's course was great. Please send us an email and give us permission to put it in our website. And it's a good way also for you to, you'll prominently appear in our website, and you can share your success and maybe inspire some other people to do the same. So thank you for that, Phyllis. Send us an email and tell us how great the class was, please.
One more thing. Is there any difference in the buff or cream or the pastel envelopes? Is there any research on that, or anyone had any experience with either of those?
Research, I think, is a tough question to answer. We have people who use both. The majority of the people do not opt for it. Some people think it's a good thing to go do. It just depends on how you feel about what would come in the mail. We have all of them in stock, so if you want to do that, it's fine. That's why it's there. Chad feels that oftentimes the colored ones get a better response. I think the buff ones look more like an invitation, so I tend to open those more frequently. But that's me, and I think it's subjective. Try both of them.
Okay, thanks.
Excellent, guys. This may be the first call ever that we got great questions, great participation, and we got done in 30 minutes. And thank you, one of the callers, I think it was Diane, for reminding me. We have our second monthly role play call next Wednesday. It really is next Wednesday. I prematurely announced it last week, but it'll be next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. And Chad, you'll get out invites to that sometime during the week to everyone, correct?
Yep.
All right, so next Tuesday, and allow about 45 minutes to an hour for that. Call in the same number you're calling in today, next Wednesday at 2 p.m., and bring objections, bring concerns, bring things you've run into, and let's all get together and learn from each other. And again, guys, thank you so much for taking the time today. I always close these calls by saying, take one idea that you heard today, go out and put it into action, and come back next Thursday and share your success with us. Have a great week, guys. Thanks so much for coming today. Take care.